Hi everyone, Jean Packinen here from SewTreasure.com. I've got this little Batty pattern. It's called So Batty. I'm still working on the cover photo of it, but I thought you might like to see a couple of the things I do when I'm sewing this fun little pattern. Here's the first thing I usually do. I love to photocopy or print the pattern onto some transparency film so that I get a nice clear template that's easy to trace around. So for example, you can decide which bat you want to make. There's three bat styles included, and you can cut out and make your template either out of cardstock or this transparency film. And then you can take like something like a sew line air erase pen and simply trace around your template. Just the outline of the bat only. You would go around the whole thing. And you know, if you found that this was really moving, sometimes what I like to do is take a little piece of double-sided tape, stick it on the template, and then stick it on here, and it really stays put when you're tracing around it. Okay, so let's say you've, here's a bigger one I already did, but you've traced around it on your single layer, and then you put it right sides together on your backing piece, and you're going to block sew around the entire outline from A, all around the outline, nothing on the inside, all around, leaving this little spot open here, just sewing right on the line. And I think what helps for sewing on the line, you could hand stitch it using a back stitch if you like, but I sew it on my machine. I have a FAF and I use about a 1.5, like quite a small stitch, and I slow down going around the corners. And it's really handy to have something like a clear transparent sewing foot so you can see the line to sew on. And I literally block sew it, and I move this. I do lots of pins and I move this and sew exactly on the line. But you know what? If you make a little mistake and sew in on one foot, just sew a little in on the other foot. It doesn't matter. But really, I turn it like this as I'm going, as opposed to doing that. And when it's all sewn, you can go ahead and start to cut it out with leaving just a tiny, here's one I already did, a little baby one. And I just cut really, see if I can do this with really close. So there's hardly any seam allowance left, and I leave a little bit more at this opening so that your bat's all cut out. This is the bitty bat, the baby bats. Where's the one I've already cut out? Here's one, a small one that I've already cut out completely. And my favorite tool, absolutely essential for turning, are these 5.5 straight hemostats. Some people call them grabbers. I get mine from Intercal Trading. Some people buy them from medical supply stores, but now even I think, what is it, Tula Pink is selling some grabbers. But all I do is go in here, take that little edge, I'll show this on camera, and I use it to help me turn. I start pulling the wing through, and then you can actually, if I had my glasses on, I could see this better. Start to push the bat through until you get the whole bat through. And this is the baby bat, so it's tiny and a little more finicky, but very doable with a tool like this. And you keep going until it's all turned right side out. It'll look something like this, and you iron it flat. This little opening area can be tucked in like that. So there you have this flat little bat. One side has cotton, one side has nice minky, which is a low pile plush. You could use fireside, velvet, wool, you know, something with even a little more plush if you want. I mean, there's all kinds of bats. I can show you this one. You know, you could use a fun Halloween print. Some I just made like, just with some little cotton fabrics. I'm going to make like a little, like a bunting thing going on here. I love to use like little viscose on both sides. This is an heirloom fabric. Really, really fun. There's just so many ideas. I'll show you a few more bats, but back to this. Let's say you get it to this stage and you've ironed it. Now, here's one of my favorite little tricks for drawing on the inside. I take another little pattern like this, and I cut off one wing and one ear. And to get the marks that I want, I mean, you can freehand this, but this is where you're gonna sew. So see what I've done there? You can even flip it over to get the other side, right? Does that make sense? Can you see that? You could use your awl to punch little holes in the eyes to make eye marks. You can even get the wing. I've done this so I can keep it easy on myself to trace the wing lines. Again, you could eyeball this or just quilt it any way you want, or embroider like that. To get the body, I just switch it over to this side. And then the key thing is on this side, you need this little opening here. So you're going to sew here and you're going to sew here. But you're going to leave this little spot right here open, because this is the secret to stuffing your Batty's body. So it'll end up looking something like that. Although I probably would draw these lines on this side too by flipping this. I mean, you could just punch holes in your template to give yourself little markers for things. I just do this because it's fast and easy. But so once you have something like that, you're going to sew right through both layers here, 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 stop, backtrack, stop, backtrack, here and here. And when you're all done, it will look something. I did it again with this bigger bat. As you can see, I did that same sort of thing, and I gave myself some lines, and then I actually sewed on them. So you can see this is sewn, this is sewn, this is sewn. But now I can go in here through this little hole and stuff. So stuffing, as you know, is a bit of an art. You simply take your fiberfill or wool, and again, I love to use my hemostats to stuff, and you go in the bottom of the wing through this side of the body and stuff the head first. Take it right up there. You're going to stuff all this head and make it nice and round, and then take more small bits and go through that bottom of the wing again, through the side body, and really get the tips of the toes. Look at, I'm pushing against my hand, I'm stuffing in there. And keep adding until you fill all this out. Fill all this out. And then sometimes in the middle, depending on who it's for, I mean, if it's for a child, maybe not, or a baby, but if it's just for a bowl filler or a little comfort doll, you can even take some glass filler bead or something that you like and a little tiny funnel from the dollar store, and you can put some weighted beads in there. It just gives it a nice sort of almost a beanbag weight or feel to it. And then, of course, once it's quite full, you would take a little piece of fiberfill and put that in to kind of hold everything in place. So let's say you've got it mostly stuffed, however full you like it. Then this little opening area here, you're going to pinch it, and you're going to do a running stitch back and forth or a nice little back stitch to close it up right on that line, and then a little ladder stitch to close this opening on the wing. And you're essentially done. You have a stuffed head and body. The wings are not stuffed and the ears are not stuffed. And a really, really nice finishing touch is to do the classic free the fur, free the pile that's caught in the seams like this with a little needle, just by rubbing it. It just looks so lovely all the way around your back. You can even do your back of this if you want. Back of your plush to just sort of help it come out. And you can just, do all sorts of things. In my next video, I'll probably go into a little bit about faces, embroidery, or adding little felt circles, or even, some beads or glass eyes. And I may even show in my next one how to enlarge it. Oh, look at the size of this one. He's like a bat pillow. I even made one, which hopefully I can put a picture on somewhere. I don't know if you can tell, this one was made with an old antique quilt. Look at the size of him. He's big. I might put that in the pattern on Etsy. So I hope you'll have fun using your imagination and making some bats. You can do little baby ones. There's a little baby one. I did one for my son. I did a photo transfer. There he is when he was a boy. You can do like a batogram or something. Almost like a little comfort doll. You can change the shape of the wings if you like. This one I was goofing around and I made a little needle minder. And here is a little scissors attached. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there it is. There. I did another one with has a little pocket with a magnet in here so it can hold a needle to it. And this one is a little pocket that I kept a bobbin of thread in. There. What else do I have? Yeah, just lots of fun little bats, little pocket bat. Yeah, let your imagination go wild. I hope you have fun with it. And if you have any questions or comments, or would like to leave a review on the pattern on Etsy, I'd really appreciate it. My email is jean.pakanen@gmail.com. My website is sotreasured.com, and I hope you have a great day. Bye for now.